Okay, yay. Hey, everybody, welcome. This is Pacesetters, Club Red Pacesetters #1, and you guys are somewhat of my guinea pigs. I hate that term. I totally hate that term, and I tell you guys not to use it, and there I go. I'm using it. So this is our first one. And so the vision that I have for this, and you can look forward to it for your consultants, is each month there'll be a whole new group of consultants going into Club Red. And so for the Pacesetters, now you can go through Club Red Pacesetters as many times as you want to. So if you want to do it every single month, that is perfectly fine. But just think about your team members as they're coming in, and the ones that have the desire to grow their business. You can say, hey, Christy, I really think Susie Q needs to be a part of Club Red next month. So, and then in addition to that is, as you guys move past this Club Red phase, what does that next phase look like? And we may want to think about doing doing something, for that next level. So like the team leader through DIQ, like what kind of pace setters can we set up for something like that? So I know that Alana, with her adopted group down in Birmingham, they've done pace setters several times, and it always has helped her to stay on track, to stay focused, to stay intentional with her Mary Kay business. And so, I mean, even if you want to repeat it over and over again, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. So we're just going to go through the booklet, and I want this to be interactive for you guys. And I'm working from two screens here, from two computers, so I'm going to be looking over to my left a little bit. So please forgive me if I'm not looking like right straight at you. But everybody got your Pacesetters book, I am assuming, from I think I emailed or texted it to everyone, or maybe just sent you the reminder that it was on the Facebook group page. I've put a couple of things up there. First of all, of course, the Pacesetters booklet, the 5-second rule book, and as well as the weekly plan sheets. And we're going to spend quite a bit of time on all of those areas this morning. But the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is Pacesetters is to make you better and to make you more intentional and to think more about your business and to think about it on a daily basis. Now, under no stretch of the imagination do I expect you to work your business 24/7. And if you take, a week off or 2 weeks off, please don't ever feel like that I am judging you and thinking that you should be working your business more, because that thought never crosses my mind. This is your business. You get to do it the way that you want to do it. And so I want you guys to remember that it is not me. These are your goals that I want you to hit, and obviously it is a win-win situation for all of us. We'll go through each week. You're going to receive a points tracker, and so there's going to be a lot of prizes. I'm pretty sure everybody that is on with me today that is part of this Club Red loves prizes, and so there's going to be things that everyone can win as you build your red jacket, and there will also be things that you can that our highest point earners are going to be able to earn as well. And to be honest, I have not gone shopping for that yet, but there's probably a designer handbag in there somewhere. And I know you guys love designer handbags. But each week there'll be homework for you to turn in to me, and we'll track the points that way. And that really keeps you on track. And so it is your responsibility to engage and participate in this. I want you to be a part of the Club Red Facebook group, checking in on that, and posting your wins, posting your aha moments, all of those great things. It just makes it, makes it a lot more fun. And since you've made this, this commitment to this, first of all, I want you guys to know that you all were invited to be a part of this. And just because maybe one of your sister consultants was not invited this month, it doesn't mean that she won't be invited next month. We just kind of did an evaluation of where everyone was, their determination and their drive, and I decided who would be invited to participate in this first one. So if they weren't invited this time, just know they probably will be invited next month, because I already have a few people in mind that I feel like are going to be ready for it next month. So please keep what we talk about in Club Red Pacesetters among us, and no sharing, no recording, please. This is just between us. We're going to be covering a lot of material, and I don't expect you to memorize it overnight. I don't even expect you to do everything that I suggest, but I want you to take the things that will apply most to you, and I want you to run with those. So there is that on that first page there, or page 2 of your Pacesetters, that's your commitment letter. And I want you to sign that, whether you give it to me or not. I want you to sign that knowing that you are making this commitment to you. And that is what is most important as we go through our Pacesetters. I love y'all are all signing it. That is awesome. So this week, we're going to be talking about several different things. And so the first thing that we're going to talk about is our the 5-second rule. That is the book that I had downloaded to Facebook group page. You can print it off there. I will warn you, it's close to 260 pages. You can go and buy it, which is probably the best option. You can also download it on Audible and listen to it in your car as you are, going from place to place. And so we'll be talking about that just very briefly each week. That is more for you to just get in the habit of reading. And I don't know if you all have ever heard the phrase that readers are leaders. And so I love to read. I know most of you do too. And it just feeds our mind and expands our mind and helps us think a different thought. The other thing that we're going to be talking about today is life management and daily habits, lead generating, creating your chicken list. I know we talked about that last Monday night at our meeting, and if you haven't created your chicken list, I'm going to be asking you to do that. I'm going to go over how to build your commission check and knowing your why and knowing your who. So are you guys ready to get started? Yay. Okay. All right. So everyday courage. This is actually from the book, The 5-Second Rule. Courage is the ability to do things that feel difficult, scary, or uncertain. It isn't reserved for just a chosen few. Courage is the birthright. It's inside all of us, and it's waiting for you to discover it. One moment of courage can change your day. One day can change your life, and one life can change the world. That is true. That's the true power of courage. It reveals you, the greatest version of you. Discover your courage, and you will be capable of accomplishing and experiencing anything you dream about. Yes, even changing the world. And so the 5-Second Rule book is all about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I am stepping out in faith. I'm stepping out with courage. Even though it feels scary, I'm going to do it anyway. And I don't know if I have given you guys the vision of what it looks like for me when I'm like stepping off that ledge of fear and into courage and faith. But I just visualize myself standing on the ledge of like the Grand Canyon or something. And that ledge is a ledge of fear. And it stops me sometimes from doing what I want to do or what that next step is. But when you step off that ledge, I just visualize myself having wings and I'm flying, I'm soaring. And so in the wintertime from my house, from my office, there are bald eagles that fly out over the wetlands and everything. And so that's kind of like what I visualize myself as, a bald eagle. Don't think I'm crazy, but everybody's got to have their own vision of what they think courage and faith looks like. So let's go ahead and move on to the successful way that people start your day. Now, I know that I think most everybody that's on Club Red works a full-time job, and that is very draining in itself. But in January, I got into the habit of getting up at actually 4:45 every single morning because I made a commitment of something that I wanted to do for 21 days in the month of January. And so I made it through January, and like every morning I was actually waking up before my alarm clock would wake me up. And so then I thought, if I can do this in January for 1 month, I can do this for the rest of my life. And so it's created the habit of getting up an hour earlier than I would normally get up. And so each morning I get up and I have that time to just start my day. And so these, how to win the day, these are called savers. And you can actually find this in a book called The Miracle Morning. It's a great book too, but I decided that we would read the 5-second rule this time. But the savers is having time for silence every morning, just having that quiet time to center your brain and just having that quiet time to settle down a little bit. Practicing affirmations. And if you've never practiced affirmations, sometimes it can feel a little bit crazy, but I want you to write down your affirmations. Tell yourself, those faith confessions that I sent to you guys the other day with Julia Burnett's speech. Even if you can't write your own affirmations, print those out and just say them to yourself. And don't whisper, don't say them just like silently. I want you to say them out loud so you can hear yourself saying it. And the more you hear yourself say it, the more you're really going to believe that those are really true things about you. The visualization. So I know sometimes people have a hard time with this too. Like, I live in my vision 99% of the time. I visualize us in that pink Cadillac. I visualize us on the stage debuting as a national area. I can see every single one of your faces on that stage with me. I can visualize the speech that I am going to give and the family that's going to be there with me. And I can visualize what the audience is going to look like and what my national director suit is going to look like and what my hair is going to look like that day. And so, like, get in that moment, what it's going to smell like, what that emotion is going to feel like, and what it's going to do for the people that's in my life. Get in that emotion of visualizing what it is going to look like when you achieve that next goal that you're working on. Okay, so then the E is exercise. Crazy enough, exercise makes our brain work a little bit better, and honestly, it gives us more energy. So if you feel like you need more energy in your life, get up and just do something. And I'll tell you what I love to do. It's very simple. I love to get up every morning and I love to go for a walk. Now, I am afraid of cold weather, so I don't go if it's below a certain temperature. And I definitely know in my brain it's not functioning the same when I don't get to go. But 30 to 45 minutes just pounding the pavement, just me and my thoughts. I typically have a conversation with God at that time. And we have great conversations while I'm walking around my neighborhood. Sometimes I'm talking out loud and people think I'm crazy, but quite frankly, I don't really care, because that is my special time to just get my thoughts out there and just say them out loud. Reading is a very good thing to do. Even if you just read for 5 or 10 minutes every single day, it expands your mind. And of course, scribing, that's that last S, and that's the journaling, which takes me to that next thing, the prayer journaling. And so I'm going to challenge you guys to get a journal, get something that makes you feel good. Like, I have a cute little pink book and I write in it every single day. And I write out things that I'm desiring. I'll put scripture in there. I'll just write in my thoughts. But what is fun to do is to go back, even if it's just in 90 days. At the end of 90 days, I want you to go back and I want you to read the things that you've written. Don't worry about if somebody else is going to read in it too. I mean, you know what? Maybe you're praying for something for them too. And maybe they'll see see that it has actually happened. And so I want you to go back and I want you to highlight every prayer that has been answered for you in the past 90 days. And I want you to continue to do it even past the 90 days. And it is amazing that when you see those things happening in your life or answers to prayers, it strengthens your faith and you will depend on Him more and less on you. And so I just believe that we are always better when we are completely dependent on Him. So, all right, any questions so far, you guys? You can unmute yourself at any time and pop in. Okay, so, all right, the next thing we're going to talk about is our weekly plan sheet. And so I know I popped 3 of them in here, but I will be honest. I also just loaded it on our Facebook group page. Sometimes it takes several weekly plan sheets to get it the way you want it to look. And what I encourage you to do is create your weekly plan sheet for the way you want your life to look. So obviously you have obligations, and I'll just show you. I've had to reevaluate my weekly plan sheet this week, and I've worked on it for several hours, and it's not done yet. And so that's going to be part of your homework this week, is to really work on your weekly plan sheet. I encourage you to get your family involved with this because you want your spouse or your spouse, whoever you spend the most time with, to know exactly, this is my vision of where I'm going in my business, and this is the way I would like my weekly plan sheet to look. And just make sure that that person is on the same page with you, and they're okay with the amount of time that you're spending on your business and spending with that other person. If you have children, you might want to get them involved as well. Sometimes with little ones or even our spouses, they're like a little sad if we're leaving in the evening to go do a party or whatever, or if we're working on a Saturday. But maybe you can promise them something that you distracted me, Alana. Alana just sent me a text message. So promise them something like, so, for instance, like if baby is sad that mommy is leaving to go to do a Mary Kay beauty experience, but he knows that if mommy goes to work, they're going to get to go and do something, like give them a reward because you are going to work, and that can be a reward for you as well. So they'll look forward to you like getting out the door and going and doing things, or doing your Mary Kay business, so that y'all can go do things as a family. So I'm just going to show you guys, give you some examples. So this week I started on a weekly plan sheet, and it just like scribbling all over. And so obviously this was not my final one. Then I started coloring it in. I like to color code mine. We're going to talk more about this in just a second. I was like, it's still not exactly the way I want it. Then I started on another one. So this one's getting closer, but it's not done yet either. So what I want you to think about is on your weekly plan sheet, and print out several of these and just start writing on them and create that life, create that. And you may do it like every 90 days, like, okay, at the end of the 90 days, is this weekly plan sheet working with me? What do I need to change on it? I know Alana has done this several times as her work schedule has changed, or something's different with Randy's work schedule or whatever. So it's just a great idea to reevaluate that on a regular basis. But on your weekly plan sheet, the first thing that you want to do is mark off all the time that you have commitments for. So if you have a job, you're going to mark off all those times, unless, of course, you can work during your lunch hour, which that's exactly what I did when I was working a full-time job. I would actually go to my car during my lunch hour, sit in my car, and I would make booking attempts during my lunch hour. Sometimes I would meet people on my lunch hour and do sharing appointments. Sometimes I would go and do, warm chatting or honoring women. I would do a quick facial in the bathroom. Just anything that I could do to fit into that hour while I was at work. If you have church obligations, family obligations, children and activities, fun time. Like obviously you do not want to miss out on fun time either. And so figure out what you have to put on that schedule first of all. And I typically, you can do that in black if you want to. Color code it. That's what I want to encourage you guys to do. So on mine, I'll just share with you guys the blue. Anything that you see in blue, that's for me. That's for me to feed me. So of course, every morning, you know, I've got that blue time. On Thursday mornings, I have small group, and I meet a friend of mine for coffee every Thursday morning. And so that's just on the calendar. And so pretty much the whole morning on Thursdays, that's just for me. That helps me to be a better person, a better wife, a better mom, a better grandma, and a better leader for you guys, because I am feeding myself, and that makes me a better person. The orange is my time off. So I typically do not work at all on Sundays, but you will see a little pink down here. Pink is my Mary Kay time. That's not money making time. I've got a lot of pink on here, but you don't need very much pink on yours. You need to have a lot of green. So pink on Sunday evenings, I like to do a brain dump, like write everything out that I need to accomplish next week. And then I start looking at my week and planning it out. Where can I fit these things in? So this is what I want my week to look like. This is not necessarily what it's going to look like every week. So some of this should be green on Mondays, but I got ahead of myself and I put pink, and I'm like, oh, it's not perfect. I got to go back and fix it. So the pink is my Mary Kay like office time. Green is an income producing activity. Income producing activity, in addition to being out there selling the product, is also going to be your booking, your coaching and pre-profiling. It is also going to be your follow-up after the party. It's going to be your customer calls. It's going to be deliveries. It's going to be lead generating. So you put that green in there as much as you possibly can. So for me and Frank, you know, he's good with me, you know, getting in the evenings and spending time together. Wednesday evenings, I typically take that night off. So if I don't answer a text message from you on a Wednesday night, it's because I'm on a date with my hubby. Friday night and Saturday night, that's a date night with my husband. You have to be pretty special for me to book a party with you on a Friday or Saturday night. I want that time with my husband. So what I want you guys to do, and it's going to be part of your homework this week, is I want you to do that. I want you to fill out several of them and get it the way you want it. And I want to see a copy of it. So you'll want to make sure that you look at that list of things to include on that, like the lead generating, your booking, your hostess calls, pre-profiling your guest, final confirmation for your appointments, party, you're sharing appointments, handwritten notes. You guys, I have not been very good at that. I used to be really good at it, and then I got out of the habit. But guess what? It's back on my weekly plan sheet. So I know on Mondays I'm going to be writing out some hand notes, some written notes. So that could be thank you notes to your clients, to your guests, to your hostesses, notes of encouragement for your team. You know, in today's world, typically the only mail we get is junk, mostly, and a bill. So doesn't it feel good when somebody sits down, writes a note out, puts a stamp on it, puts it in the mailbox to you, and it feels super special to get something in the mail? You'll want to set time aside to reach out to your personal team members, and depending on what their goals are will determine how many times a week that you'll want to reach out to them. Your customer calls, deliveries, planning out tomorrow. It's so important to go to bed today knowing what you're going to do tomorrow. This entire week, true confession, I've run around like a chicken with its head cut off because I did not plan my week out. I tried to multitask. I do not multitask very well, in fact, at all, and neither does anyone else. That's why I got so distracted when anytime a text message flies across my screen, I'm like, oh, I got to read it right now. It's like a squirrel. So guest follow-up, typically on Mondays after I've partied all day, on Saturday, I will follow up with every single guest that has been at that event with me, whether they made a purchase or not, I am going to follow up with each and every person just to thank them for being there and to see how their skin was feeling after the appointment. The other thing that I do after a few days sometimes is if they didn't make a purchase, I'll send them a little coupon and say, hey, just thinking about you, thought you might want to enjoy whatever percentage off your product, your first purchase. So, and that typically will generate more sales, which you guys know, like if you offer a discount, especially the first time or a couple of times a year, that just encourages your clients to make additional purchases. And so my husband is always teasing me. He's like, you're like a drug dealer. You give them their first one at a discount and then they come back and they want more and then they've got to pay full price. I'm like, well, at least it's legal what we're doing. And you're right. I mean, people fall in love with the product. A few years ago, I was going to donate something for a silent auction. And his suggestion was that I donate an empty compact and put in a gift certificate for the amount that it would cost to fill that compact. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I don't want to give that much away. And he was like, no. He said, they've got to come to you to fill that compact. And chances are they're going to spend more than it costs to fill that compact, what you've given them as the gift certificate. And it has been so true. Those people have come back to me over and over and over again after that first appointment to make additional purchases. So be generous. But be smart about that. So I like to kind of do a little midweek or weekly review of my plan and make sure that I'm on track for that. Post to your Facebook group page, your client page a couple of times a week. I like to send out birthday cards to you guys and to my clients. If it is my client's birthday month, then I send them a birthday card with a discount. Typically, they will use that and they will purchase a lot. So I like that. I like to encourage them to purchase a lot. And of course, you'll want to have time for me and your recruiter, and of course, to check our Facebook group page. So I've included 3 of those weekly plan sheets in your Pacesetters book. It will take you a minimum 3, probably 5, to get it the way that you want it. So part of the homework, and I'll post the homework in just a little bit, part of your homework this week is to really spend time on your weekly plan sheet. Talk to that person that's most special in your life. Make sure you both can work with weekly plan sheet. And I know some of you guys, your husband or that main guy in your life, he may work a swing shift. And so every other week it may look a little different. So you may have 2 weekly plan sheets, so if he's working at night, heck, you could work your business every single night, the weeks that he's working at night. If he has a week off that he doesn't work at night, then maybe you work your schedule a little bit differently on the weeks that he is not working in the evening so that he's happy too. So we want to keep everybody happy, and I know not at all times everybody can be happy. So any feedback, I'd love to just unmute everybody. Does anybody have anything you want to share? Raise your hand if you do and I'll unmute you. That way I don't have to unmute everybody. Okay, Cecilia. Gotcha, girl.
I've done the weekly plan sheet before, but I've never color coded it. And I like that color coding because then it just pops out what you should be doing at a certain time, as opposed to just writing work or party or office time, whatever. I love the color coding so that it'll just pop.
Yes, and be specific with it. Like I've got specific things written in there, like right here on Tuesdays, do my follow-up and do booking. So be specific with what you're doing in those time slots. So thank you, Cecilia. Okay, Kia, I can't unmute you for some reason. Maybe you have to do it. Okay, wait. There we go.
Well, first of all, DJ, he's sitting over there and he liked the whole swing shift. Your comments on that. So Chrissy had given me these plan sheets. I thought I was supposed to do a new one every week. So you use the same one every week?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
That way, everything kind of looks the same and you get in kind of a routine. I'm a routine,
Okay.
almost rigid girl of I have to do the same thing every single week. So, but you could create two, like one for the week that DJ works in
Right.
the evening and then one for the week that he's off. And that way you do have that time, but you're also like that week he's working, you are powering it out in your business so that you have no guilt. I don't ever want you guys to have guilt in your business, but sometimes we do because we're human. Guilt for not working.
Okay.
Okay, Alana.
Okay, so to bounce off of that, Kia, I use 3 different ones, like depending on like maybe if it's a slightly off week, but like say I decided to take a Saturday off a month, which isn't happening for the foreseeable future, but I have ones for like different time frames. Like if I'm going out of town for partying, like if I'm coming up to Huntsville to party, then my next week after that might look slightly different just to keep myself sane. So I use different ones depending on the circumstances, but I do keep them around. So that way I keep myself on some type of task depending on what my week before looks like. Mostly what my business was looking like in the last week. Also, when Christy was talking about the savers, I actually have this really cool app that helps you to record affirmations, because there are studies out there that say like the more you hear your own voice saying affirmations, the more you start to believe them. So it's free. It's called Think Up. I'm trying to pull it up here. At least on the iPhone, it looks like this orange one right here. So it's called Think Up, and you can go in there. They give you all kinds of different things, different ideas for different affirmations, and you can go in and record them. Set a timer for when, like, it'll remind you when you need to listen to your affirmations, and it just is really helpful for you to hear your own voice. You get over the weirdness after about the first week.
I love it. Thank you, Alana.
No problem.
Anybody else? Comments, questions, thoughts? Okay, so before we go on to the next thing, I want to talk about prizes. Do y'all like prizes? Yes. Okay, so of course everybody knows about the Pearls of Sharing. And if you have not earned your Pearls of Sharing, you're going to earn your Pearls of Sharing in the next week, in the next 10 days. If you did not know that, now you do. If you have earned your Pearls of Sharing, then I will find something else to reward you with. Probably what I like to do is a bundle of Section 2 items. So Pearls of Sharing is 3 sharing appointments with me. I'm sorry, you cannot do them by yourself. They have to be with me or with your recruiter if your recruiter is in red or above. So 3 sharing appointments get you your Pearls of Sharing earrings. The next 3 get you your Pearls of Sharing bracelet. So you'll get a bracelet. And then when you add your first team member, which you will do that after you're doing 6 to 10, I'm going to encourage us to do 10 sharing appointments in the next 10 days. And these are just practice, you guys. Don't get wrapped around, oh my gosh, she's not going to do it. She's too busy. She's got 17 kids and there's no way she can do all of that. So don't prejudge her. Just say, I like her. She's super sharp. I think she would be amazing. I'm going to practice on her. So pick 6 to 10 people that you're going to do that with. So you'll get your Pearls of Sharing earrings with the first 3, your Pearls of Sharing bracelet with your next 3. When we add your first person, you're going to get the necklace. Then when you add your second person, this is super cute. Look at this. It's a card holder. It's a business card holder. Isn't this adorable? Can you imagine being at the mall and like, oh, just a minute, let me get my business cards out and handing one over to her. That is so adorable. I love that. Then when you have 3 on your team, not only are you getting to get your red jacket, You're also going to get a super cool New Faces Take You Places insulated tumbler. So are y'all excited about that? Like, I had to get one of these for me. So, and you'll have to get your own metal straws, stainless straw. I did not get those, but anyway, super cute. So be working for the prizes, you guys. And then, of course, each week you'll want to turn in your homework with the points, and we'll work on some major prizes for the end of the month. So, okay, now let's talk about that next page, discover your new lifeline. So we are going to talk about top 5 ways to lead generate. Part of your homework this week is going to be to watch Brittany Capps Mastering Lead Generating. But for now, I'm going to unmute everyone, and we're going to just like do a little brainstorming real quick and just come up with a list of 5 different ways that you could do some lead generating. And then this week, I want you to watch Brittany's video because she gives a lot of amazing ideas, and then she also tells you how to do it. So I will tell you this, like a lot of the things like honoring women, whoops, I'm giving a couple away. Some things that we do is it's so much more fun if you've got somebody that you can go and do it with, because sometimes when we are going to go do it by ourselves, we give ourselves permission to not do it altogether, or we get a little bit scared because we see a super sharp woman coming our way and we're like, oh, I'm not going to talk to her. I think I'm going to talk to, this 80-year-old grandma who needs Mary Kay too, but she's probably not going to be your next DIQ that's on your team. So don't tell anybody I said that. Okay. I have unmuted everyone. So let's create a list of 5 top ways to create ideas. Okay, Cecilia, what's your number 1 way?
Lead boxes.
Lead boxes. Okay, right there.
Boxes or jars, because some people use jars.
Jars, boxes, bags, whatever. Okay, Kimberly, what would be your number 1 way of lead generating?
Probably facial boxes and probably warm chatter.
Got it. All right. Caitlin, how about you?
I had watched one of the videos that I think Alana had posted, but I like the rose idea, where like you give a rose to working women.
Yes.
Or all women, either one.
Women. Yes. Okay. So honoring women with the roses. We'll talk more about these in just a second. Kia, what would be your number 1 way of lead generating?
Well, I like vending, so setting up a booth.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good. I love booths. Okay, how about you, Amber?
Mine has been the facial boxes or honoring working women as well.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Alana?
Sorry, Hondo was barking, so I muted myself.
Okay, it's okay.
I really enjoy honoring working women, but I also have good success with facial boxes too.
Very good. Brianna?
I use the facial jars, but a new way to get leads would be just asking for some referrals.
Asking for referrals. I was wondering.
Yes. So, at the end of the party or at whatever point, just asking them and they'll do it.
Yes. And most of the time they say yes, and you walk away with a ton of new business, right? Okay, Rebecca, I know you're brand new, but what would be a good way for you to lead generate?
I guess since I'm back, I would work with like Brianna and you to get more tips on how to. I know jars, parties, facial, all things I know so far.
Very good. Yay. I love all the participation. So I'm going to mute everybody again and just kind of go through these. I will be posting a couple of videos. A couple of weeks ago, we did kind of an interview with sales director Katie Blackwell. She gave some great tips on meeting new people. It's already on our Club Red Facebook group page. It's probably down a little bit, but I'll be posting Brittany's mastering lead generating, I think is what it's called. But like the lead boxes, the lead jars, If you guys have created your own boxes already, would you take a picture of what you do and what your, what your box or your jar looks like that you put out into businesses and post it to our Club Red Facebook group page? Some of us are creatively challenged. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. So that, and on the video, Brittany tells you exactly what to do when you walk into a business. And it's not asking, it's just basically saying, where can I put this? Not, can I put this? So try not to give an opportunity to say no. Working the booths, I'll tell you guys, I've had great results with working the booths. I know Cecilia has as well. Be particular about the booths that you work and make sure that the people that are going to be there is going to be the clientele that you want to be in front of. So that's something that I do encourage you to do. I keep my booths pretty simple. It's fun to do a kissing booth. And that's where you let people try like a lipstick or a lip gloss or whatever, and they put it on, they kiss a little thing, and you like post it on there and have all these different lips on a big poster that's maybe on a one of those easel things. So that's a lot of fun, and it attracts a lot of people. The honoring women, I think, is so much fun too, especially if you've got a partner to do that with. You can do that. You can go to businesses, go to the mall, partnering with restaurants. And in the video, Brittany tells you exactly what to do on that as well. Katie's video does too. You can either purchase like live roses, carnations. I'm going to be ordering wooden roses that are really pretty as well, so you guys can get some of those from me. But that's a lot of fun to get out and do. Partnering with the restaurants, business partnerships. I know Kia has worked a lot with Maurice's, and so have I. Some businesses and boutiques will allow you to set a little booth up during the day. Hair salons are great to partner with as well. Set up on one of their busiest days. Have little lipstick samples, or let them try different lipsticks. Gather their information. Do a drawing for like one major thing, but everybody wins a beauty experience. And then, of course, I will be doing training on how to do the follow-up from that. And then, of course, just asking for the referral. Ask for the referral at your parties. You can even call your current clients and ask them for referrals. To ask them, who do you know that deserves a little extra pampering right now? Who's had a baby recently? Who's getting married? Who's going through a divorce? Who's graduating from high school or college, or just ask those questions to help them remember. So a couple of things that you can do, and just think about this when you go out to lead generate. Number one, I do recommend taking somebody with you. You all can keep each other accountable. It's just more fun when you have somebody with you. It makes you feel more powerful when you have somebody with you. So you can encourage each other. And so it's kind of fun to say, okay, I'm getting, kind of take turns on who's going to be talking next. So everybody gets an opportunity to do that. And also, like, you see somebody super sharp and you're like, okay, it's your turn. If you don't go talk to her, I'm going to. She's going to be my next sales director. And so that kind of just like, puts a little fuel on the fire. The other thing really, pointers for rocking lead generating is go out looking like $1,000,000. Like, I look at myself in the mirror every day and I say, okay, is this what a national sales director would look like? Would a national sales director wear this? Just kind of like that, because I kind of put them, they dress to the nines, or at least, when I see them, they're dressed to the nines. Probably not, every morning. They don't roll out of bed looking like that, but when you feel good about the way you look, you feel more confident. Practice those daily affirmations. Get you a playlist that just absolutely motivates you, and listen to it really loud on your way to go do those lead generating. But think about things that you can do that empowers you and will get you out the door to go and do those lead generating. And on your weekly plan sheet, that is one thing that I want to see on your weekly plan sheet is every week you are setting time aside to go out and lead generate, okay? And I know that Christy and Kia had an experience this week where they went out on a day that wasn't quite as busy. So think about that too. What days of the week are people out more? And if you go during a lunch hour during the week, go to a place that's going to be like super busy. I know Cecilia has it set up to go to Phil Sandoval's on during a lunch hour. That place will be popping on a lunch hour. So that's going to be super exciting. And then on that next page, it's 100 ways to get new customers. So if you run out of an idea, then just refer to the sheet. If you're not sure what something means, just let me know and I can explain it to you. So now this next thing, I'm going to spend the majority of the rest of our time on this next thing, and it's the money. And I know y'all all want to know about the money. So I want you to write on this sheet. So get it ready. I'm going to pull up. Okay. So as you can see there, there's several different columns. I'm going to explain all of this to you. You've got your team member names. Then there's some information below that. I'll explain all of that as we go. Then wholesale orders. So this is, we're making some assumptions with this. And so the wholesale orders are either their initial order that they're placing when they become a new consultant, or perhaps it is their monthly order that they place. So, and then we have the columns with the different levels of that you're going. So I'm going to actually, would you all like me to screen share this and fill it in with you? Do you think it would help? Okay. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me pull that up. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this, it looks exactly, I'll just kind of point across. So when you are a star team builder, that means a senior consultant or a star team builder, you're going to be earning 4% on your team. And so with that 4%, we're going to look at each column and look at the percentages that you're going to be earning. So with Faith Hope, she is going to be a new team member that's just started on your team, and you're earning 4% on her. And so when she places her initial order, she starts as a Ruby Star with a 2,400 package. The 4% commission, and you're going to put it right here in this square. The 4% commission on Faith Hope is $96. So you're going to put 96 in there. Okay. Then with Mary Sharp, she gets started with her business with a Sapphire Star order, and she starts with an 1,800, and that is going to be $72. Is going to be her 4% commission. Then we have Susan Steady, and Susan Steady has been on your team. She was like part of your Pearls of Sharing. She was your first team member. She places a $600 order every month because she's working her business consistently, and she wants to get that key every single month. And she places a $600 order, and 4% on 600 is 24. Okay. All right. Then we have Barb Driven, and Barb is new to my personal team. She starts at the Diamond Star level. She starts with a $3,000 package, and that's $120. Okay. So when you are a star team builder, and a senior consultant. Actually, until you become a sales director, you do not earn commission on your team members' team members. So Amy starts her business. She starts with a 3,600, and that means that you did not make any commission on Barb. I'm sad. Are you sad? So then with Tammy, she is Faith's first team member. She starts with a 1,200, no commission on that because she's not on your personal team. And you placed your $600 order, no commission on that, so that's going to be a 0 as well. Does everybody understand where we are? If you have any questions, just hop in. Okay, so the subtotal for your commission as a star team builder on this particular month is going to be $312. Okay, so you're going to put 312 there. With every new team member that comes in, either qualified, and qualified means they come in with a $600 order or more, or when they become Great Start qualified and they have 4 months to get Great Start qualified, then you get a $50 bonus. So the team building bonus for this particular month, because you brought in Faith, Mary, and Barb, you're going to get a $150 bonus. Okay, does that make sense? So the first time that you earn your red jacket, they also give you a $100 bonus. Kind of pays for that red jacket. So your total commission for this particular month as a brand new star team builder is $562. Okay, does that make sense? So also as a star team builder, if your team does less than $1,000, you are only going to earn 4%. Okay, so you might want to make a note of that. If your team as a star team builder, so that means you've got 3 to 5 people on your team, 3 to 5 people, you will earn 4% if your team does less than $1,000. If your team does 1,000 to 1,799, you're going to earn 6%. And if your team does more than 1,800 or above, you are going to earn 8%. So we can look at the difference that it makes. And this is the reason why I encourage you, when you are building your team, bring people in who actually want a Mary Kay business. I personally do not believe in bringing in personal use consultants. It is a waste of my time. It is a waste of their time. They become very frustrated with their Mary Kay business because they don't have a Mary Kay business, and they get frustrated that every time they want to place an order, they're not active. So you're better off to turn somebody like that into a preferred hostess and offer them 50% off shopping spree for hosting parties for you. Okay, so let's look at what your commission would be at the 6% level. So 6% on Faith is going to be 144. 6% on Mary is actually going to bring that commission up to 108. And your Susan Steady, that commission goes up to 36 at 6%. And with Barb, it goes up to 180. Okay. Again, at this level, you are not earning a commission on your team members, or on your own personal orders. So the subtotal is going to be 468 We're going to get the $150 signing bonuses. And if this is your first time earning your red jacket, and you all did $1,000 to $1,799, you'll get that $100 signing bonus. So your subtotal commission is going to be $718. Okay, now then let's look at where your commission would be if your team did 1,800 or more. So on Faith at 8%, it's 192. For Mary at 8%, it's 144. For Susan at 8%, you're looking at $48. And then Barb, your fabulous Barb, that's going to be $240. 8% on 3,000 is $240. Is everybody with me? Okay. Again, you're not earning a commission on Amy, Tammy, or your own personal orders. So the subtotal for your commission is going to be $624. You're getting your $150 signing bonus. It's $50 on each qualified person. It's your first time, one time only red jacket bonus of $100. So that brings your commission, your total commission at 8% up to $874. Okay. Now then, I realize that $562, $718, or $874, that is not going to pay your bills every single month. But at these levels, it is starting to make a difference in your household income, right? It is like, holy cow, I just made $874 commission, not including my sales. Now we're getting somewhere. So when you become a team leader, you have 5 people on your team. When you are a future director or a DIQ, you have at least 8 people on your team. And let me tell you how the commission works on your team when you are a DIQ or a team leader. So if you personally place a $600 order and at least 5 of your team members place a $225, you're going to earn a 13% commission. Did everybody get that? If they don't, then you're going to earn 9%. So again, you want to bring people in who want to have a Mary Kay business and you want to work with them. Okay, guys, I know we've been on for an hour. This will probably be our longest day, but this is really important information. I want you guys to know what you're working for. So as a team leader, the options are 9% or 13%. And of course you want 13% because everybody wants to make more money. So we're going to look at the team leader DIQ commissions at the same time, both of them. So on Faith Hope, the 9% commission is $216. The 13% commission is $312. So compare that, you guys. Compare that 4% commission to that 13% commission. $96 versus $312. I want the $312. I don't know about you guys. Okay, so with Mary Sharp, 9% commission is going to be $162. And 13% is going to be $234. Susan Steady at 9% is $54. And at the 13%, it's $78. For Barb, your 9% commission is $270 at 9%. $390 at 13%. So again, it's 0% on these 3 areas. Your subtotal commission at 9% is going to be 702. Subtotal at 13% is going to be 1,014. Okay. Your team builder bonus, because you have 3 new people that just got started with qualified orders, is going to be 150. Okay. So at this level, you may or may not be a first-time Red Jacket. I mean, guys, I'm expecting all of you guys to be a team leader or DIQ by the end of this Club Red. So let's just assume that this month is your first month earning your Red Jacket, and you're going to get this $100 bonus on both sides here. So for your 9% team leader DIQ commission, it would be $850 or $952. And at the 13%, it's going to be $1264. Okay. Are y'all getting excited? Money talks, right? Okay, now then, this is where it gets really exciting, because as a sales director, your commission is going to kind of quadruple. And I know you guys are super excited about that. And I'm going to tell you all about these bonuses down here. So not only do we earn a commission, there's also bonus after bonus after bonus. And let's stack on another bonus. So as a sales director, I earn 26%, essentially 26% on my own personal team. I get paid twice on my own personal team. So with Faith Hope, she is a personal team member of mine. And so I'm going to earn 13% for my director commission, which is going to be $312. I'm going to earn 13% with my unit volume commission, which is going to be an additional $312. So on Faith, I am earning $624. Can I get a woo woo? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. All right, then we look at Mary Sharp. And so again, $234 for my director commission, $234 for my unit volume commission. So for her, I'm going to earn a total of $468 on that initial order that she just placed. Okay, are y'all following me? Okay. Then on Susan, her Steady Eddie $600 order, that's 78 director commission, 78 unit volume, and the total for her is 156. Barb is also a personal team member of mine, so I'm going to earn the 13% director commission, 13% unit volume commission, for a total of $780. Okay, now then, that looks pretty familiar because that's what you did for DIQ and team leader. But as a sales director, you get paid on every one. It doesn't matter how many lines down it is. It can be 36 lines down. You're still going to get paid on them. So with Amy is Barb's first team member, and Amy came in with a $3,600 order. She is serious about this business. So I don't earn the 13% director commission, but I do earn the 13% unit volume commission, which is $468. Okay, then we have Tammy, who is Faith's first team member, and she came in with a $1,200, and I'm going to earn $156 on her with a unit volume commission. Okay, and guess what, you guys? You get paid commission on your own personal orders. It's crazy. It's just crazy. Okay, so on my own personal order, I placed a $600 order this month, so I'm going to earn $78 extra on that order. Okay, So now let's come down here and let's look at our subtotals. So my subtotal commission is going to be $2,730. Okay. But wait, there's more. When you're a sales director, the unit or your personal team building bonuses goes from $50 to $100 for every qualified person you bring in. So that team building bonus is actually going to be $300. Are y'all getting excited about this? You can see Alana, she's like, good, I like it. All right, so next thing is we're gonna come down here. Obviously, I've already earned my red jacket. I'm not gonna get a red jacket bonus, darn it. But my subtotal, my next total commission is gonna be that, the $2,730 plus the $300 brings that to $3,030. Okay, shake your head if now you're seeing the money. Okay, I'm not done yet, okay? So you're gonna see here unit development bonus where it says unit development bonus for unit development bonus. I kind of repeated myself there. That's funny. Okay, so if I have 5 qualified people that come in a month or they get Great Start qualified within their 4-month time period, if I have 4 of those to happen in 1 month, I'm going to get a $400 bonus. So this month we had Faith, that's 1, Mary is 2, Barb is 3, Amy is 4, Tammy is 5. So I get $400 for 4, but for each additional one up to 10, I'm going to get $100 extra. So that's going to bring my unit development bonus to $500. Okay. Okay, so then the total director compensation for this particular month is $4,830. Wait, I'm not done yet. I'm sorry. That 500 needed to go here. Okay. Okay, so let's look over here. The subtotal, my wholesale there, that 13,200. Y'all see that? Right here. So when your unit does a minimum of $5,000, you start earning a 10% unit volume bonus. So 10% on 5,000 obviously would be $500, but it goes up in increments. So we did 13,200. So I'm going to get a $1,300 bonus because we did 13,000, and that's going to bring it to the $4,030. Okay. Now then, let me explain these other bonuses. So quarterly, I'm going to get a bonus. You're going to get a bonus as a sales director when you have star consultants. And so for star consultants, when we have at least 5 star consultants at the end of that quarter, you'll get an extra $300. For each additional one, and there's no cap on it, you'll get an additional $50. Okay, so I don't know how many star consultants I had this particular quarter, but anyway, you can calculate that. Then below that, for every offspring sales director, first line offspring sales director, I'm going to get an extra $500. So thank you guys for becoming DIQs and becoming sales directors. You get bonuses too, so don't worry. In your first year, you actually have the opportunity to earn an extra $3,000, which I'll explain that in just a second. Every time you earn a Cadillac, you get a $1,000 bonus. Every time you increase your unit club, you get $1,000. Are you kidding me? Like, they are bonusing us to death. Every January, I get a wellness bonus, and depending on what our unit did the year before, it's anywhere from $800 to $2,000. So that's just like an extra little added bonus for you in January at the right time, right after Christmas, right? So as a first year sales director, and you guys can look at the advanced brochure, I highly recommend that you download the advanced brochure, read it from cover to cover to know exactly what the qualifications are for every level. But when you complete On the Move, you get $1,000 bonus. When you complete Fabulous 50s, you get $1,000 bonus. And when you complete the Honor Society, you get $1,000 bonus. And that just kind of goes along with what I have said all along, that you want to get to 100 unit members as fast as possible. That's going to get you into Cadillac. That's going to get you to consistently earning $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 a month. And yes, I said 5 to 10 to 15,000 and beyond per month. So, all right. I am, did everybody get everything that's on this screen? Okay, all right. So I'm going to stop my share. I'm going to unmute everybody because I'd like to have just some really quick feedback from you guys, and then we're going to wrap it up. So give me just 1 second. Okay. So give me some feedback.
What do you think, Christy?
Huh?
There you go.
I didn't hear you.
Anna,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay, awesome. So give me some feedback. I mean, is this exciting to you guys? Earning a $3,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 commission check every month, would that reflect?
That is double what I make right now.
Okay, good.
I need to be there.
Yes,
Yesterday.
So yeah, move mountains to get there. Anybody else, would this make a big change in your life? Would you be able to leave your corporate job? So, and I know sometimes we worry about insurance. Don't worry about insurance, girls. We've got that covered. There is an association called the DSWA, and through that association, if you become a member for like $8 a month, you can get your insurance, like group insurance rates. So it is very reasonable. And for most of us, we're fortunate enough that we can, we're on our spouse's insurance. So I'm excited. Are you guys excited? Good. Okay, so let's wrap this up. I've got a couple more things that I'm going to go over with you guys. On that next page, it's your path to success. And it's just, you know, it's a pretty page. It's something that you can review, you can show others, just so that you know exactly what you need at each level to get to that next level. And it's totally up to you how fast you want to get there, okay? I want you to get there fast. I want to build our national area this year. And I'll tell you a couple of, my number one reason I want to do it this year, most of you don't know our national sales director, Julie, but she's very special to me and to those of us who do know her, but she's retiring this year. So at the end of 2019, she will no longer be our national sales director. So one of two things is going to happen. We're either not going to have a national sales director and we'll go into the Go Give Mary Kay national area, or I become a national and I'll be your national sales director. That is the best option because that gives us a voice to the Mary Kay corporate, and it also gives us an ear to Mary Kay corporate so we can be in the know before everyone else. The other thing is, you guys, I want this to be a part of Julie's legacy, and she gets a huge bonus on us if we become a national area while she's still a national. It's just part of her legacy, and I just love her so much, and I want her to have that too. So we would be her second first line national area. She's got 2 or 3 second line national areas. So, all right, now then let's look at that chicken list. And I know some of you guys sent me a chicken list on Monday night. This is part of your homework. Your chicken list is all those people that are in your life that we know would totally rock this business. But for whatever reason, whatever story you're telling yourself, we are afraid to ask them to hear about the business. So I want you to make a list, no less than 10. If you can get to 20, I'll have a super awesome bonus for you. Make that list, that chicken list, and I want that chicken list. And we're going to contact those women on that chicken list. And I will not be scary, Kay. I can promise you that. But we want to share the business with them. This is about your training. This is about your training and getting to that next level. And just to ask yourself, how fast do I want to get there? And does my desire to get there, is it greater than my fear? Fear should never stop us. It does, but I want you guys to be fearless in this. Okay? Any questions about the chicken list? That's part of your homework. I'll send you I'll post the homework a little bit later today. In a minute, I've got to go party, so it'll be a little bit later. So sorry about that. Mama's got to go make some money. So then on that next page, I want you guys to look at knowing your why and who's your who. So deeper than just making the money, there's got to be an emotional why of why you are doing this. Why is this so important to you? And so I want you guys to do a little exercise and even write it down, like ask these questions to yourself and write out the answer. And ask yourself that question again and make sure that you've dug deep on every one of these questions. And then ask the next question and ask it again. And just get to the bottom of it. We all know who our who is. My who is Frank. I don't know who your who is. I'm pretty sure I know who Caitlin's who is. She's got one on each hip. And so your who may change throughout your life, but my who is Frank. Who is your who? Who are you doing this for? And why are you doing this? And I want it to move you to tears. Get to that emotional place, because that emotional place is what is going to get you over your fear. And I'd love to know what that reason is. Why are you doing this? Why do you want to be a sales director? Why do you want to leave your corporate job? Why do you want to do this full time? If you do, that may not be your desire at all, but I know all of you want to make more money. So those are the questions I want you guys to answer. And then this last page, this is something actually from Gloria Mayfield Banks. And I know we all know who Gloria is. She asked, Kia's like, yes, love me some Gloria. But she asked and says some pretty profound things on this last piece of paper in your first little booklet. But Forbes reports that 80% of professionals do not like their job. Out of all the people that's going to be on that chicken list, 87% of them are not going to like their job, and they're looking for something else. When my recruiter shared the business with me, she almost didn't ask me, because I had an amazing job, what she thought was an amazing job. I was a financial analyst. I lived in a big house on a hill. I looked like all of my needs were being met, but I was hollow on the inside. I felt so empty, and I was so looking for something. Most of your friends, most of those people that's going to be on your chicken list feel the same way that I did, that you did when you started this business. So be looking for your homework, and I'll be following up with you guys. I will go ahead and unmute everyone just to see if anybody has any last minute questions or comments that you want to share. Anybody? Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Sometimes for some reason y'all can't. Any questions, comments, anything you want to share before we wrap up this first week?
Thank you so much, because I remember talking to you about the income, and I guess in my mind I was thinking I had to, like, in order to match my income I had to sell like double that much product. I was not thinking about the commission at all. So, so thank you.
Yeah, if I thought I had to match my income with my sales, I'd be in freak out mode.
The one thing that I want to say is, when you're sharing the opportunity, just be transparent. Like, whatever you see in that woman or whatever, just be transparent with her, because that's going to make the biggest difference. In February, I went from being a senior consultant to being a DIQ, and it's just because I made sure I was very intentional. I was very honest and transparent with the women that I was talking to. And
And I really just looked at how Mary Kay could like really help them or vice versa. And so that's like that would be like my biggest advice. And I will tell you that senior consultant commission does not compare to DIQ commission. So you guys definitely want to get there because it makes a huge difference.
See themselves in DIQ by May 1st, going from senior consultant to DIQ.
In a week.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly the way it happened. We're done. You guys have a fabulous week. I'll be putting this recording up on our group page so you can watch it again if you'd like. And if you have any questions, I also will be posting our homework so that you guys can be working on that and working on your process. Have a great week. See you guys.